My name is Stevy Acevedo and welcome back to another episode of the Curator's Corner. Today is February 19th, the Day of Remembrance, which commemorates the issuing of Executive Order 9066 on February 19, 1942. Prior to the outbreak of World War II, the FBI identified many American citizens of German, Italian, and Japanese ancestry who were suspected of being enemy agents. Order 9066 enabled the American military to forcibly remove those who were suspected of being enemy agents to the nation's interior. Although the order did not specifically mention Japanese Americans, about 120,000 Japanese and people of Japanese descent living throughout the West Coast were rounded up and sent to assembly centers. These people were sent to assembly centers such as the Santa Anita Japanese Assembly Center here in Arcadia before they were transferred to relocation centers. And because of the one-drop policy, all persons of Japanese descent were assembled even if they were several times removed from a Japanese ancestor. In our collection is an article written in the September 1942 issue of the Harper's Magazine by California historian Carrie McWilliams, who wrote about seeing Japanese people of mixed heritages, including Scottish, Irish, and Korean descent. While at the Santa Anita Assembly Center, early arrivals were forced to live in horse stalls, while later arrivals lived in newly made uninsulated barracks. Showers, bathrooms, and laundry rooms were all communal. In the 8 months the Santa Anita Japanese Assembly Center was in operation, over 70 baseball teams were created, sumo wrestling matches were held, the Santa Anita Pacemaker newspaper was established, and people worked hard to create the Anita Fanita, a variety and talent show to help lift people's spirits. The museum collects artifacts, reminiscences, art, letters, poems, and more that reflect the lives of Japanese that lived in the Santa Anita Japanese Assembly Center. Since their stay at Santa Anita was temporary, there is only a limited amount of items that were created to document this time. Here in the Guild Museum, we have a broadside poster that announced that all persons of Japanese ancestry living in the Los Angeles area would have to register themselves with authorities in Hollywood. This is the type of poster that would have been seen by the Mimaki family, the only Japanese family living in Arcadia at the time of Japanese assembly. Also in the museum is the Ryosato Collection. Ryosato was an artist in San Jose who recorded everyday life in the Santa Anita Japanese Assembly Center through her drawings. For more information about Ryosato, check out our previous video dedicated to her. Other items in the Guild Museum's collection include a letter from internee Alice Ikiyami, an employee in the Downey School District, to her friend Gwendolyn Mary Flack, a school nurse. In this letter, seen here, Ikiyami talks about being escorted by police to the Santa Anita Japanese Assembly Center. She talks about the food and the lack of available furniture. Here we also have the Sukkah Avenue sign. This street sign was put up at the Assembly Center. Although the camp officially opened in March of 1942, the camp was still being built when the Japanese persons began arriving. This Sukkah Avenue sign was taken by Frank Shimada, who was previously interned at the Santa Anita Assembly Center before he was sent to Heart Mountain, Wyoming. Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Curator's Corner. If you are interested in learning more about the Santa Anita Japanese Assembly Center, feel free to contact us with questions or leave them here in the comments. Thank you, and we hope to see you next time. Bye!